Are we allowed to cuss on here? Carla, what the heck just happened there? You know what you just did?
Hey, welcome back to Melissa Hager TV. We're super excited to have you tuning in once again. I have a great interview for you guys today. I think you're going to learn something and also meet one of my dearest friends. And what an amazing ray of sunshine she is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carla Hurd. Woohoo! Hey, Carla, how are you?
I'm good. It's not sunny really outside, but I still feel good.
Well, Carla, I invited you on today. Well, first of all, I want to see your face. Oh my gosh, we are people, both of us. And I miss people so much. And I'm so happy I get to look at you for like a half hour straight.
No, people know that about us too. I got a card in the mail yesterday and somebody said, I know people are your energy. How are you?
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know.
That's so sweet. I know. I worry about, because we have each other and a lot of people in our circle like us, you know, a lot of people are checking on us and we're doing good, and we're doing projects like this where we're getting to talk to people and get that motivation going. I do worry about the mental health arena. You know, I worry about some of those people. We do have a lot of people dying from coronavirus, but we also have a lot of people that are at high risk of doing some terrible things to themselves.
I know.
I know it's a subject that you know about personally, and I don't know if you would like to talk about that or not. But it's scary. Your head can get very dark.
Yeah. So it is that part of my story is part of why I like to connect people. It actually is perfect part. It's a very important part of it. My oldest daughter was depressed. And I kind of, since I am such an extrovert and she's such an introvert, I kind of was like, come on, just get happy. You know, I mean, I did that for several years, but you have so much to be grateful for. How could you possibly be sad? You know, and we did that for a long time. And then she got to a point where we knew then it was bad. She tried to commit suicide 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Over a span of 3 years.
Wow.
And then she was hospitalized. And then when she came out of this last one, connecting her with the right people, making sure she was around the right people, making sure the right people said the right things, was kind of important for those first few weeks of her healing. And then even after, so it was a bad time in our family. You know, it was the worst time. But now it's been a little over a year since her last, and it will be her ever attempt straight out of her mouth. And we now know that as bad as that was, just like as bad as COVID-19 is right now, we know what we were supposed to learn from that. We didn't know it when we were in it, but now we know, because for some reason, you can call him God or whoever you want to call him. I call him God. Is putting people in our path that we can help, and I can connect those people to Kayla's story. She's given me permission to tell her story. She's not ready to tell it yet, but she's okay with me telling it, so I can connect them to that story, and it has helped them. So that's kind of one of the things that happened. That's just one of the things that happened to me that just solidified connecting people is so important.
Now, if any outsider looking in that knows you personally, not so personal that they know this, but knows of you personally, would categorize you as one of the happiest, bubbliest, most outgoing people who can sell anything she's passionate about. Huge group of influence, huge circle of people around you. When this happened, when all this stuff was going down, at any point did you struggle with, I can't be going through this. This is going to be bad for my reputation?
Absolutely. Sure did. Because we're Christians on top of that, and Christians aren't supposed to feel that way.
Yeah.
And so absolutely there was that. And that was part of what kind of put me into a funk, because I shouldn't have been feeling that way. This wasn't about me.
Right.
And my reputation. So that kind of struggle in my mind is what put me in a bad place.
Okay.
for quite a while. And Kayla, it's funny, that's her name, is my oldest daughter's name is Kayla. She pulled me out of that. She was so patient with
Aw.
me, and to try to teach me. And I learned something about that too, because so many people who are introverted, or they're more apt to have anxiety and depression, especially right now. A lot of them are out there going, hey, this is hard for me. This is really hard for me. And I know it is. It is hard but it's also hard for the extroverts also. And so when we can just try to understand each other, it helps so much. So what I mean by that is, yes, I am a just get your butt happy kind of person. And Kayla's like, but mom, I'm bipolar depressive. This is a disease that I need to take medication for, which she is off her medication after 1 year.
Aw.
I know, that's kind of a miracle.
Wow.
But she has to understand me. So when I'm like, hey, so you need to be getting exercise and going and doing this and this and this, she's like, mom, chill. That's not how I operate. And then we both begin to understand each other. Like, she's taught me a lot about that.
And that you're even willing to listen and learn. I mean, that seems to be one of the biggest battles with mental health, is you got this side who's like, just be happy, choose joy, surround yourself with happy people. And then you have this side who's like, I can't, it's impossible. And nobody ever wants to cross the lines and say, okay, let's just try to understand each other. And right now, depression and mental health, that isn't even what this video was supposed to be about. And I'm so glad we're talking about it. I really am, because that's a big fear. You know, they're talking about up to possibly 250,000 people losing their life from coronavirus. Well, gosh, we could lose that many people to suicide.
I know.
That could be a possibility. That, you know, even domestic harm, or, you know, attempted. There's so much that could go into that if people don't keep their mind healthy, which they don't always know how to do. So
okay, so this is it.
Yeah.
There is a reason that we're having this part of the conversation, because you already said 2 of the 3 things that your viewers, that we all have to do to be good connectors. Okay, so there is a reason for this conversation. We didn't even plan this.
No, we didn't. This is supposed to be about your connectability, and that is, we are going to talk about that, but I'm so glad we're hitting on this right now.
Yeah, but no, it totally passes over each other. So, okay, connecting with people and then connecting people. Like when I connect you with my comedian friend, or with my BNI network people, so that you can get more people to watch your shows. Like, that's connecting you two. But then me and you need to have a connection. So both of those things, okay. These are the 3 things that I feel like you need to be a connector or connect other people. And Melissa, you said this, learn. So learn from each other, listen, and then love. So the learn from, to me, is kind of a big deal, because I'm 47 years old. I've been in this network marketing industry a long time. I definitely know how to sell. I lovingly, without putting myself up on a pedestal, call myself a master networker. So, but I still, I'm saying, no, that's not how you do it. Not anymore. I used to be that person, but you can't be that person who knows everything. You always have to learn. Somebody who you think you might be able to help, definitely those people are going to be in your life, but you still will learn something from them. We will learn something from COVID-19. We will learn something from figuring out Zoom calls and how to connect with our customers via Facebook Live. You know how many people I am seeing learn how to do Facebook Live right now, and it's so obvious, because they have 17 chins, but they don't really have 17 chins.
Right.
Because it's just how they're holding the camera. So they're
like
learning.
This.
Yeah.
Hi, it's so good to see everybody.
So they are learning, right? So you always have to be open to learn if you want to be a connector person, because nobody wants to be around a know-it-all.
Right, exactly. And you're so good at that. Even when you are in a situation, I've watched you have conversations with me and other people that like, you know, you're right. You know you're right. And you still are so good at listening and saying, oh, you know what? That's a really good point you just made. I definitely need to check that out and think about it from that direction. That's really good. Or I didn't actually know that part about it. You know, and it makes everyone around you feel special and important. And that's what we all want, right? That's what we all want.
That's the other layer of why you want to be that person, is because yes, you will learn something, but also if I said, Melissa, thank you for teaching me that. I just learned something. How do you feel?
Great.
I know.
Like I contributed.
Exactly. So yes. So then since I made you feel that way, you want to connect with me. You either want to buy one of my products, or you want to be involved in one of my events, or get involved in one of my services, or if I asked you to come to a networking event, you want to come because I made you feel special.
Right.
But it's legit because I really did learn something from you. You know, you can't fake it. You can't be like, oh yeah, thanks for teaching me something.
Those people get exposed really quickly. Like
really quickly.
Fakers, you know, like that seemed to me, that's what a salesperson is. Like, I'm doing what I have to do in this conversation to manipulate your feelings to sell you something.
Yeah, because I'm going to make sure that you know I care about you.
Right, exactly. And that's what everybody, like, I don't know if you ever, I cringe sometimes when people are like, Melissa, you're just such a good salesperson. It makes me cringe because what I think of as a salesperson, you know, with like the chain wallet that hangs down on your jeans and then the
briefcase.
Yeah, and the slicked over hair, and that's not what I feel like we are at all, you know. But it's hard to distinguish. I know what they're saying. I understand what they're saying, but anything you're excited about, I love promoting my friends. I love that. And I've just never met someone who's so passionate about it as you are. Like
it just makes me happy.
Yeah, you're so passionate. You connected me to my new career of doing stand-up comedy. You're like, hey, Melissa, I think you should do a comedy show at my mom's bar. And I not even barely thought about it. Like, I just can't. I was like, why is she saying that? Like, why is she being so pushy?
Okay, so learn is the first one. You can learn from people. Okay, I am pushy. Okay, and the second one was listening. So you talk a lot and I talk a lot. It's what we do, but it's actually not a bad thing because people who don't talk a lot appreciate us starting the conversations or whatever. But you do have to listen to people, and you know there's ways that you can listen. I mean, you can tell the obvious. That person's probably really not listening.
Right.
I mean, there's things though that you can do. I mean, as soon as we can touch people, I think touch is a great way to let people know that you're listening. Repeating, or my favorite thing to do to make sure that people know that I listened is to follow up later. You know, so like, for example, tomorrow I might send you a message that said, Melissa, thank you for that YouTube video. It was so fun to do that with you. You really made me feel like I was an important part of the community, and I just thank you so much. And then I might remember, thanks for letting me bring up the story about Kayla, because you listened to me when I told you that story. So that's what I mean, like that follow-up, that you really did listen. And then also, if you don't listen to people, you're not going to find out what they need. And if you don't know what they need, how are you going to help them?
Can't fill it. You can't fill a need if you don't know what the heck it is.
No. So I think that everybody here, and maybe your viewers can comment, I think they've probably been around a table where they're sitting with somebody and somebody says, how are you doing? And the other person goes, oh, I'm doing really great. How are you doing? And then before you know it, the whole conversation is all about them. But you didn't get to say how you felt. Like you didn't get it. And you needed to. And then, 15 minutes passes by and well, it's time to go. I mean, if you're going to talk that much, how did you help that person? How did you see a way to serve them if you didn't, I'm sorry, but if you didn't shut your mouth and listen?
Right.
And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to wake up in the morning and say, I'm here. Who can I serve? But you can't do that if you're talking the entire time.
Right.
So I've learned that lesson.
We're naturally selfish.
For sure.
That's human nature. We're naturally selfish. So you have to make a conscious effort to
Yes.
stop that. How did you learn this? Who taught you this? Like, how do you even know this?
Trial and error. And really, I have a husband that does not have a problem saying, Carla, what the heck just happened there? You know what you just did? And sometimes it's kind of brash, but sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
Right.
And really
right.
I just kind of got to this point in my life where I didn't have that many friends, and I didn't have like when Kayla was going through her thing, we had my family, I have some BFs, like the first part of it, but I really didn't have anybody I could tell. I could talk to about it. I didn't have any people because I was are we allowed to cuss on here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. But I mean, I was such a bitch.
Yeah.
And I was such a I know it all, and I would overtake conversations. I would interrupt people. You know, I had no idea how I was such a successful candle lady for all those years. People were probably just scared, and they just bought.
You were enthusiastic. When all else fails, enthusiasm always wins, right?
Take your money, I'll buy a candle. But I just kind of learned it I just really learned it through trial and error. And I did read a book by Brendon Burchard. Now, this is a great book called High Performance Habits. I read the book, and then I saw him in live, and he really struck me. He just really shook me. Like, he's such a people person. You know, he's just like the people make his world go round. People are his energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was talking about that. And then also, I'm talking to a few older folks in my life, you know, like my Nana and some other older people. And, you know, they're at the end of their life, and they are not talking about their job. They're not talking about how much money's in the bank. They're not talking about the boat or the car that they bought. This is making me get emotional because my Nana is just amazing. She is talking about her family, her people, and she just wants to talk to them. And she's leaving us video messages and stuff like that. She's just talking about people. And that's who's going to, that's just the people are the most important part.
Yeah.
So you got to be valuable to them. You got to connect them. You got to help them. You got to serve them. And then, it will come back to you. But, okay, we're on to listening. So you got to listen to see what people will need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then, thirdly, my third one was love. So there's all different kinds of people. I don't think it's our place to judge, but we just have to love on people when they're in a bad mood, when they are the takers of this world. You teach me that a lot because I get irritated. I'm very easily irritated, but you teach me, well, I think they just need some love, Carla. Like,
hey, as an outsider looking in, that's always easy.
It is.
Then when you're in it.
Yeah. But I mean, we just have to try to love on people, you know, as much as possible. I also wanted to mention trust. So in order to connect people, like I feel like a lot of people call me and say, Carla, you must know somebody who does landscaping. Or, hey, do you know, like somebody just called me a couple days ago, do you know somebody who does t-shirts? And I love that I love that people ask me, you know, because I think people do know that I know people that I can connect them with. But I think the other level of it is that they trust my referral because they trust me. And I would not want to give a bad referral. I would not want to give a bad, I wouldn't want to give them a bad landscaper. Right. You know, and if I do, I feel like I'd have to fix that. So I think that you being a trustworthy person is important. That part makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they know that who you're going to give them is going to do what was promised.
Yeah, or if not, that
you're not just greasing the elbows of your buddies. Right.
And yeah.
And the people, I mean, that goes for the other side too. And like in this example, the t-shirt person that got the referral from you knows we need to do a good job because Carla is connecting us to people all the time.
Yes. Yes. So I would have no problem saying to that t-shirt guy, hey, so my friend Michelle is calling you about a t-shirt. You're going to do your very best work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem saying that at all because I know that I'm a valuable resource to them.
Right.
So,
right. Absolutely.
Does that sound snotty? That just sounded snotty.
No, not at all. And that, I mean, that's the hardest part about this. I mean, even people listening right now, you have like a little battle inside of your head. It's not tit for tat. It's not give and take equally. You're giving 1,000 times more than you're taking. And that you truly are an example of that, Carla. You truly are an example of that. And that's why I think this is so important for people to hear this information coming right from your mouth, because too often, think about your disputes with your kids and your spouse. It's like, well, I did this for you. Now, why can't you do this for me? Like that's always, we have to just freely give that connection away so that eventually it comes back. You just have to trust that it's coming back. And you do that. You have connected me to so many people and more things. I feel like you have 1,000 connected me way more than on the other side of it. Like I haven't given you as much as you've given me. And like, I hate owing people. So I'm always like, okay, what can I do for Carla? What can I do for Carla?
No,
but that's not, you don't even care about that. That's not even a thing.
I'm in a BNI and they have an award. I just got it today for the best giver. So I got the Giver's Gain Award. So what that means is that I gave the most referrals that led to the most business.
Wow.
Money.
Yeah.
So getting that makes me so happy. Not because I want to be the best giver, but that it worked to better a family. Like my connections for that person worked to put money in that family's house.
Right.
I hung up the phone, the Zoom call. Well, sorry, you don't hang up the phone anymore, do you? You close the laptop. I was like, yes, it makes me so happy.
So your first thought was all the people that you connected throughout that time of the award, and you're like, they all got something of value from the person that they were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it makes me awesome. So happy. I can't even tell you how happy it makes me. And I also, so there's some strategy to connecting people. And I love the work behind it. So I can't just say, hey, Dave, call my friend, call the principal over at the school and see if you can do the work in the building. Like that's not a good connector.
Right.
That's kind of half-ass connecting. Right. That's not even half-ass. That's a quarter-ass. Because Dave is not going to feel comfortable to just call the school. Right. So there are some things, especially in business or even personal stuff, you know, if somebody needs somebody to talk to you about feeling a little bit down or depressed, I could connect them maybe with Kayla, you know, in a Facebook message. But so there is some things that you should do, you know, like I would call the school in this example with Dave in the school. I would call the school and find out who I need to talk to about the specific job that he does. And then I would say, hey, this is Carla Hurd. I've had a couple kids go through that school and I want to know if I can introduce you to my friend Dave. I really trust him to do the wiring, you know, and I would just go into it. Yeah. And so how can I help that? How can I facilitate that process?
Right.
Do you want his phone number? Do you want me to have him call you? You know, those, I like doing that part. And I think the part of connecting people is missed because people don't want to do that part. Right. That's uncomfortable.
It is.
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable. I love it. But so necessary also just for the phone call. Because even if they say no, like, hey, we don't need that right now, at least you know, okay, well, what do you need?
Yeah.
And you can find out what the need is, you know?
Yeah. So that is an important thing I want everybody to know about connecting. And then also another strategy that I do to connect people is I take them with me. So if I'm going to a comedy show, Melissa, I will take somebody from my network with me that's looking to meet people to help their business. So for example, the life coach, business coach person in our group, I think needs to meet you face to face and all of the people that are around you and on the show and like be there. You guys need to connect. So I will bring her with me to a show and take some time for her to meet you and so on and so forth. Like physically bringing somebody with you
Right.
to meet and greet
Right.
is important.
Which to me sounds like it does at least two things. One, you're adding value to her life because you truly believe that we're doing something good with the comedy. Like, you know, she's going to leave there feeling good. And you're adding value to our life by connecting us with someone that you believe 100% is going to help us be better and do better. So
Yep.
It's a win-win on both sides.
Yep. But
That's
it's
very
that,
cool.
and please, I'm not putting myself up on a pedestal. I'm just saying you've got to take those extra steps.
Yeah.
Because when you take somebody to a meet and greet and you're like, this is my friend Melissa, and I just feel like you guys should meet. When it comes together that something big happened, first of all, you need to step back because at that point it's not about you. You already did the introduction. These two made it happen. So you need to step back and let that happen. You can step back and you can go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look what just happened.
Yeah. And be excited about the connection. So that's my next question. How do you stop yourself from constantly taking credit? Example being, you helped push me into doing comedy. Like, you were like, you can do this. We had a show. It went amazing. 5 years later, we have a company. We're working every weekend. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Never once in 5 years have you ever said, aren't you so glad I made you do that? And times when I tag you in social media or I give you credit for helping me or talk about the first time we did comedy, you're always like, listen, you don't have to do that. I don't need to hear about it. It's you're doing this, blah, blah, blah. How do you keep that level mind? Most people want the credit. That's what they want. Like, you feel obligated to give them credit. How do you stop yourself?
5 years ago, I would have been like, bitch, you know who did that for you. I just don't want to. I guess humility is an important thing. I guess that's just an important trait that I've seen is important, I guess. I think you know what it is? I think I've seen too many people do that and I don't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
No. So those are the me people out there that I did. Oh, I did that. And aren't you glad that I did that? I know those people.
I started. Yeah.
I don't like them. I don't like those people. So that's why. So, because I don't want to be that kind of person. And also, would you help me if I did that?
Right.
Would you continue to uplift me and make me feel good? Would I even be your friend? I think Jason would say in my ear, is that working for you, Carla?
Well, I think that anybody that knows you, anybody that's watching this video right now that knows you is like swelled with pride. They're just like, oh my God, I know her. For those of you watching that don't know Carla, don't know who she is, she, I'm sure, would love to connect with you. Carla, how can people get a hold of you? Do you have an email address you can give out?
Yes. The best email address is team, TEAM, battle, BATTLE, buddies, BUDDIES, teambattlebuddies@gmail. That's our business one, and that's a great way to connect with me. We are a team of battle buddies because we're an Army family, so Battle Buddies got your back. We got your six. That's the Army thing. Do you know that? I got your six. I know
that's awesome though. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, so that's part of our mission is to encourage and uplift and connect people. You can be my Facebook friend, or I have a page that I'm not real good at it, to be honest, but I'm trying to make it kind of an uplifting page, and I'm going to work on this. That Facebook page is going to be my thing during COVID-19. It's going to do something. But it's called Create a Livity. Create the life you crave. Just figuring out ways to make sure that your life is how you want it to be.
Good. Well, we'll put the link to that page in the description below this video. So before we wrap this up, let's take this back to the first part of our conversation. People, it's easy to sit here and watch this video and be like, well, Melissa, Carla, you're people, you're outgoing. You love to be out there talking to people. I'm shy. I don't know how to pick up the phone and call someone. Tell me, give some words of wisdom for that person, the shy person, the person that don't think that they have anything interesting to say, that maybe they have some mental demons that they're battling. They don't feel like they have anything of value to offer the world. What's their first steps? What do they do?
I just want them to call me. I want to talk to them. I really do. I want to talk to you. You can call me. I have a great group of friends. There's a lot of them. There's at least a dozen that I would consider my best friends. But you don't need to have a dozen. Sometimes it's kind of dramatic to have a dozen, to be honest. I think you should just, if you're that person, I know. But you don't want to let go of anybody. Who are you going to let go of? Like,
right.
Yeah. Sometimes the circle keeps getting bigger if you're us. But you don't need that many people. You just need one. Just have your best friend, your sister, your mom, your boyfriend. Just start with one person and just start talking to them and start learning from them and start loving on them and start listening to them. Just what's wrong with just one person?
Right.
What's that one person going to go do for the world? Because you were that for them.
Right.
You don't need a slew, but find your one. And if you don't have a one,
right there she is. Aw. Well, we'll put your email address up, and we're going to put your page up in the description. Carla, thank you so much for all this amazing information today. And I know your connectability has directly impacted my life, and I am honored. It is such a pleasure to have you featured here on Melissa Hager TV. Like, what a thrill. I cannot believe we even got to do this today. This is exciting for me. So thank you so much.
I'm on Melissa Hager TV. Wow! Kids!
If you live in the mid-Michigan area, after this is all said and done, you got lots of opportunities to meet Carla in person. She's putting on live events all the time, and we actually have some things in the works together, hopefully in the fall, some spiritual equipping, possible stuff that we're bringing here to Michigan also, and we could all meet in person and hang out and just help empower each other and equip each other for success. I mean, that's what we all need. And right now, during quarantine, take this time to do what is best for you. Don't feel forced to. I saw a post the other day, which was so powerful. It was like, this is your time. Write that novel. Put that new movie script together. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Some people just aren't going to do it. And that's okay. Don't feel bad about it. Do what's best for your mental health. But if you feel yourself sliding backwards and you feel it getting darker inside than lighter, you're not doing the right thing. You're not. And get yourself involved with some people, and hell, we can teach you how to use Zoom so you can connect. Like, talking to Carla today has by far the highlight of my whole week. This is so exciting, and I miss people so much. I really do.
I can't wait till I can touch people.
I know.
Virtual high five.
Oh, I am going to be the creepiest hugger when this is all over.
I know. But when are we going to hug? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I can feel them. I want to feel some people. Oh, all right, cool. Thank you, Carla. If you have not clicked subscribe, make sure that you do that. Ring that bell so that you can get notifications when we load new interviews, and run on over to Carla's page. Connect with her, send her an email, tell her you saw the video, and we'll be letting her know also the comments that come in. So make sure that you comment below. Thank you again, Carla. Have an awesome day.
Thank you. I love you.